4th and goal to go to the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Right, the unofficial depth chart. Let's see, right? The keep in mind it's unofficial, right? But they got Scatterboo, I think, is running back number 3. Dart is quarterback number 3. Right? I mean, Evan Neal is number 2. I think Banks and Flott. I'm gonna look over it in just a second. Banks and Flott, I think, are tied. I mean, I think they made no discrepancy whether who's the starter at cornerback number 2. So, but let's see here. Wait on. There we go. They released their first unofficial depth chart. Giants released their first unofficial depth chart ahead of Saturday's preseason opener against the Bills. As always, it is subject to change. It simply serves just as a guide, more so for the media than the coaches. Absolutely. Additionally, players on the physically unable to perform list are not included. So you won't see Eric Gray in there, right? So, Andrew Thomas, you won't see him in. So here is a look at the first unofficial depth chart as of August 5th. So on their base offense, right? So the wide receivers, right? We got Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Malik Neighbors. Now, behind Darius Slayton is Jalin Hyatt, Zach Pascal, and then Juice Wells Jr. is behind Darius Slayton. The slot receiver, you got Wan'Dale Robinson as number 1, Ihmir Smith-Marsette, Montrell Washington, Dalen Cambre, and Gunnar Olszewski and Jordan Bly. So they have quite a log jam, on the unofficial depth chart at the slot receiver position. Right tackle, they got Jermaine Eluemunor, Marcus Mbow, and Stone Forsythe as the third string. So as of right now, once again, on the unofficial depth chart, Marcus Mbow, our draft pick, is second team right tackle. Then they have Evan Neal is the backup. Greg Van Roten is, once again, starting right guard. Evan Neal's second string, Jake Kubas, who they like a lot, and Jason Williams is the fourth string. Center, John Michael Schmitz, Austin Schlottmann, and Jimmy Morrissey. The left guard got John Runyon Jr., Aaron Stinney, and Brian Hudson. And, okay. It's a little confusing because we have 2 Hudsons. We have Brian Hudson, but then we have James Hudson, the third, who is the swing tackle who we want to bring coming from the Browns. So he's the starting left tackle only because Andrew Thomas is on the PUP list. Obviously, if Andrew Thomas was healthy, which they're hoping he will be by week 1 against the Commanders, Andrew Thomas would be the starting left tackle. No questions asked. But as of right now, James Hudson III is the starting left tackle. Joshua Zudu is the second string left tackle, and Marcus Mbow. So they got Marcus Mbow on both, right? They got him at the second string, second team, whatever you want to call it, right tackle, and he's the third string, third team left tackle. They got running backs, Tyrone Tracy Jr., Devin Singletary, and Cam Scatterboo. Turbo Miller is 4th, and Jonathan Ward, who we're going to be talking about in just a little bit here, is the 5th. So I got Malik Neighbors. Behind Malik Neighbors is little Jordan Humphrey, Bo Collins, and Daquan Felton. Tight ends, Theo Johnson. As of right now, they got Daniel Bellinger is tight end number 2. Chris Manhertz is the third string. Greg Dulcich is the 4th. Thomas Fidoni and Jermaine Terry are the last. So Our draft pick, Thomas Fidone, is, once again, this is all totally unofficial, is the 5th string, Thomas Fidone. Quarterback, Russell Wilson, Jameson Winston, Jackson Dart, and Tommy DeVito. Now, the one thing I keep talking about, all the time is with he's the season that will take the Giants with is Theo Alexander playing. Yeah, well, I mean, we need Theo to come back. He was getting better when he the last, what the heck was it? The last 5 games he played in or something, I think it was. He had like 17 catches or something. So he was starting to come on. Of course, then he got injured. Let's hope he can stay healthy. But he seemed to be getting, coming on. So I mean, he's a big boy. If he can pick this offense up, and he's a good athlete. He's a big boy. I said, I know the first, like, whatever it was, however many games. I mean, yeah, I was like, man, do we even have tight ends on? And it is in the beginning of the season. I'm like, do we even have tight ends on the field? I think he had like 4 catches after the first 3 games or something like that. It's like, but once again, he's a rookie. Tight end's not an easy position to just step in and just take off. But I think the last 5 games, he had like 17 catches. He was on pace, if he didn't get injured, for like over 40 catches. But yeah, that's not bad for your rookie season. So let's hope he can take the next. I mean, if he can get 50 to 60 catches this season, if he can stay healthy, that would be fantastic. And I'm anxious to see Alexander on the field. Just stuff you hear. I didn't go to any of the training camps or nothing like that. But you hear some promising things about Alexander. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, great if him and Sexy can team up next to one another. That'd be great. Really, really, really be fantastic. But let's say, so now with the defense here, all right. All right, so now they got they got Kayvon, and behind Kayvon, they got the Chauncey Golston and then Trace Ford. Nose tackle, we got Dexter Lawrence, Elijah Chapman, DJ Davidson, Jordan Riley, and Corey Durden. And they got defensive tackle, they got Nacho, Roy Robertson Harris, Darius Alexander, the guy is a 3rd string defensive tackle, Jeremiah Ledbetter, and Elijah Garcia. So we got the 2 Elijahs too. We got Garcia and Chapman. Hopefully, I don't mean nothing bad about Garcia, but I mean, hopefully Chapman makes the team. Then they got outside linebackers. They got Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Toman Fox. Let's see. So the guy has right now. They, once again, this is strictly for our enjoyment, right? So they got Abdul Carter on the 2nd team, right? But they have him as an outside linebacker. He's not listed as an inside or off-ball linebacker, if you want to call him. So the 2 starting inside linebackers, they got Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden. Then, of course, behind them, they got Chris Board, who's a very good special teamer, and Darius Newasau, who will need to, put in some reps on special teams as well, too. Then they got Demetrius Flanagan Fowles and Deontay Johnson and KJ Cloyd, who we just picked up, who I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. Right? Now, obviously, KJ's got to come in halfway through training camp and to try to make the team. God bless you. So we'll have to wait and see. But with KJ Cloyd, this is his 2nd time with the Giants. This is his 2nd time with and I'm going to go over this in a little bit, with the Shane and Dable regime. So they are familiar with him. That's one of the things, probably why they wind up bringing him back. The nickel, right, we got Drew Phillips, and they got Nick Jones, and then they got TJ Moore. The cornerbacks, okay, the 2 cornerbacks, right? They got Paulson and Debo, and then the other cornerbacks, they got Deontay Banks and Cordell Flott are tied. They made no discrepancy. So I don't know who's the 1st stringer and who's the backup. We'll have to wait and see. Behind Deontay Banks and Cordell Flott, they got Corey Black and then D. Williams. And then behind Paulson and Debo, they got Trey Hawkins, the 3rd, Art Green, and O'Donnell Fortune. Now, at the safeties, right, we got Tyler Newman and Javon Holland. The second stringers, we got Raheem Lane and Dane Belton. And then we got Kevon Wallace and Makari Page. So we just got Kevon Wallace in too. So, but and then we got specialists, of course. Let's see here. We got long snappers, Casey Kreider, Jamie the Hammer Gillen is the punter. He's also the holder too. Punt returner and kickoff returner, they have Ihmir Smith-Marsette for both of them. It's interesting because, punt returner, they got Montrell Washington as the backup. D. Williams is the backup kickoff returner. Once again, totally unofficial. Jordan Bly is the third string punt returner. And Gunnar Olszewski, who returned a punt back against the Rams 2 years ago, is the fourth string punt returner. Dalen Cambre is the fifth string punt returner. So kickoff returner, we got Ihmir Smith-Marsette, D. Williams, Tyrone Tracy Jr., Devin Singletary, and Montrell Washington. And then the kickers, they got Graham Gano, and then they got Jude McAtamney is the backup. Now it's going to be interesting to say, because apparently Jude's been working his butt off. Right, that's what they've been saying, like on Big Blue Kickoff Live. He says he's really, really working his butt off. But they also say Graham Gano looks pretty darn good too. I mean, maybe he's back. Maybe he's healthy. Maybe he can stay healthy. They say, his long kicks seem to be just as good as they were. I mean, in 2022, I don't know. I don't remember how many long. I think he was like 8 out of 9 or something like that on 50-yard field goals. I mean, it was almost automatic. I mean, whatever. We get to the 37-yard line, the 36-yard line. It's fourth down. Just send Grano in for a 54-yarder. It would just be like almost automatic. It was ridiculous how good he was. But of course, with his injuries, now it's going to be interesting because we could let Gano go and save a few $1 million, $2 to $3 million. I think it's salary cap money. So that's something to keep an eye on if the Giants ever want to try to maybe save some money. We don't have a lot of salary cap space. We ain't got much. And apparently Jude McAtamney apparently has a heck of a leg. Right? He's got his, not that his accuracy is horrible, but I mean he's got a long leg, a booming leg. Now, if he can get a little bit better, maybe with his accuracy, maybe if Gano's contract runs out or whatever, maybe Jude can take his spot. Now, Jude's got the international where we can have 91 guys on the roster. We have an international player, international exemption, I think it is. So we can actually, as of right now, actually have, and during the regular season too, instead of 16 guys in the practice squad, we can have 17 because with Jude. Right now, instead of 90 guys in the roster, we have 91 because of Jude. So if not this year, maybe somewhere along the line, the baton might be getting passed from Graham Gano to Jude McAtamney. So, but that is the unofficial, right, depth chart, and it's always changing. And what they say also is like in the preseason game, they don't need to come out with injury reports. They don't need to say who's starting, who's playing. They don't need to say like really any of that. Really. So we'll just have to wait and see. But it's just going to be fantastic. Just doing this, right? It's watching some football. That's what I love. Once again, I love about this time is it's early. That means you got the whole frickin'. I mean, if you go 3-14, it's a long season, and it sucks. Absolutely, But in the beginning, when you got the whole season in front of you, if we actually have a good season, boy, it's absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.